Hi everyone, my name is Jorne. I'm a student in the fourth and last year of the Bachelor in Nursing, and I've taken the classes of ethics from Christel Diesenborgs in the minor pediatric care. She asked me to share with you how we as students experience these classes. In the past, we've also had some theoretical classes about ethics, which I feel like never really had much of an impact and never stayed with me that much. These classes from Kistel, on the other hand, were much more practical and lifelike, which made me more involved in them. The first class where we were asked to share our own story about a period of grief in our life was a very good lesson. First of all, we got to reflect on our own story about our own time of grief and how we dealt with it. Um, Second, we heard how this experience could be very different for a classmate, for example, for someone else, in how they experienced it and how they dealt with it. And in the meantime, we got to ask them questions about it, which made us train in having these conversations with maybe a patient or the family of a patient about a very sensitive subject. The other class in which we were asked to talk about how we would deal with closeness or being present for a patient was a little less useful to me. I don't feel like I learned much from the approaches of my classmates, given the fact that they don't have much experience with this. I feel like I would have benefited more from stories or real life examples from actual perinatal loss. These real life examples were definitely present in the guest lecture we've had from where two mothers from the organization Met Lege Handen came to our class to talk about their perinatal loss, the loss of their child. This was very informative. It drew a very concrete image on how people experience this loss and what their grieving process can look like. In this class, one of the more important things we also learned is how we as nurses could help them deal with this grieving process. Um, this class will also stay with me for a very long time because of the emotional impact it had. Um, I don't think there could have been a better way to convey this message than with this guest lecture. So I think it was extremely helpful for me as a future nurse. That being said, all in all, I think this method was much more useful, much more involving, much more interactive, and all in all, more educational for me as a student. Um, so thank you for teaching us, and thank you for listening to my perspective. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Susanna Huttonen, and I am a registered nurse and a master in global health and crisis management. I graduated last year from Laurea University of Applied Sciences. I did my thesis about the ethical issues registered nurses working in the ICU identify from their work and what type of competencies arise. This work was part of the ETHCOM Erasmus project and used to strengthen the knowledge base on ethical issues and build simulation cases and other tools. I myself really got inspired how the nurses demonstrated coping and resilience in the face of these challenges. I hope these positive narratives will come in use and inspire and motivate young students, fostering purpose and joy to their future work. I myself have been working as a nurse in Scandinavia, and currently I'm living in Austria, being able to work in the Middle Europe. So, based on my experience, I feel these ethical issues are burdening worldwide young and also experienced nurses, and there is a need for this type of competence. And I also really feel that this type of basics should also be learned in the school. So, I hope that teachers take these tools in use because young nurses cannot be ready enough. I did really enjoy working part of the ETHCOM Erasmus project, and I hope that it will go on and these tools will come in use. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Kamila. I'm a nursing student from Medical University of Lublin from Poland. I was involved in the ETHCOM research project by using both of the tool, movie and case study. The main aspect I learned from using the case study tool was how to recognize differences in point of view from my fellow participants. This project helped me figure out the gaps in my knowledge and taught me how to find information that helped me better understand and respect cultural, social, or religious differences. I think that this project still helps me today. Thanks to those exercises, now, when I meet a patient from a different background, I know where to look for information. I notice the differences and act in the way that shows proper respect for the person. Using the movie tool, we learn a lot about ourselves and the mistakes we might have been making back then. This project helped us spot our weaknesses and work on them. I hope that now I and my other teammates show better attitudes as nurses. I would recommend teachers to work with experience-based tools because they help students reflect on the action, recognize their mistakes, and develop better approaches in a practical and meaningful way. These tools, like case study or role-playing, are a better way to study because they require students to actively do and think rather than just listen passively. This hands-on approach also encourages collaboration, critical thinking, and the development of ethical and respectful attitudes, which are essential for the personal and professional growth.
Hi, my name is Emma. I'm a first year nursing student at Vives University College. And yesterday I had the experience where we could feed someone and also be fed. So this was a wonderful experience, especially because it gave insights to some situations that you don't really realize. For example, my colleague really likes to take big sips of her coffee and so on, but me, I like small sips. And when she was giving me something to drink, I couldn't say stop, and she kept, uh, yeah, giving it to me, and until the point where I was coughing and almost choked on the liquids. So it was a time for me when I realized where you don't really know which someone prefers without asking, and if you don't get the realization of, oh, I have to ask someone, everyone has different pre- uh, preferences, then you can't really know. So this is why experience learning is so important, because if you don't have the experience of how it is to be fed or be walked and so on, then you don't know how it feels for the patients. So it's very important that you get that insight and have the ability to learn that way. So it's a must. Yeah.
Hello, my name is Miguel Pires, and I'm a master student in rehabilitation nursing at Escola Superior de Enfermagem de Coimbra. During my training, I had the opportunity to develop important skills in ethics and clinical decision making, especially through the decision making game. I was involved in using the decision making game as a part of my training. In this activity, we were challenged with clinical scenarios that required well-founded ethical decisions. In groups, we analyze the situations, debate the options, select cards that support our choices, and at the end, present and justify our decisions to the others. The main lesson I gained from this tool was the ability to integrate theoretical content and apply it in real scenarios. Additionally, The constant reflection exercises promoted by the game develop my critical thinking and assertiveness, which are essential for clinical practice. These experiences allow me to see problems from different perspectives and make ethical decisions with greater confidence and clarity. I strongly recommend that teachers explore experience-based tools to stimulate ethical competence in students. This method not only facilitates the application of knowledge to practice, but also promotes the development of critical thinking and analytical skills. Ultimately, it prepares us to face ethical dilemmas in real-life settings in a grounded and safe way. I am motivated to apply this knowledge and believe that the decision-making game is an essential tool for training competent and ethical conscious professionals. Thank you.